en las notas ya. Eso tiene muchos problemas.
Alright. So this page right here. Trying to talk here. That's the first time you picked up in a store on how long? Alright, this page right here, this is taken straight off our maintenance manual, which is found online. It's basically a valve operation chart. It tells you which one of these valves right here needs to operate in what function, whether it be the raise function, the fold function, the unfold function, and also the down function, right? Okay? This chart is also on this controller assembly. Okay? You want to grab that controller assembly? Okay? Basically, the controller assembly right here. It's got a valve operation chart on it. No, this guy. Make sure you get the cover. Yeah. Okay? So basically, it tells you what valve needs to energize and what function. Okay? So right here, we have our up function. So when I press the toggle switch in the up function, I should have, and if it's on pump number 1, I should have these two lights come on. Go ahead and press up. Boom, light on. Okay? So that's telling me I got input power and I got power going out to my motor solenoid. Okay? So then, over here it's got my gravity down function. So it tells me my my down valves, my E or my B and D valves should be energized. You want to go ahead and put it in gravity down? Yes. Our B valve and D valve. Just down. Gravity down. So look here, my two lights are coming on. It's telling me I got power. Okay. It's telling me I got power going to my valve. Now if I go back to my valve operation chart, okay, this shows me where my valves are. Okay, my B valve over here, but on my Bucher pump, my B valve is down here. So this is my B valve right down here. Okay, my D valves are the two valves at the top of the columns. Remember the lock valves? Those are my D valves. Okay, so then looking at this guy right here, it shows me my open function, my power open function. So the motor's got to be running. I have to have, actually let's go power down. Okay, I should have the top right light come on, and then I should have the B and D valve, and then also the C valve. So I let go, okay, and you saw all my lights come on. So that's telling me my controller is sending power to all the necessary valves. Okay, if you're in this function, and you don't have one of these lights coming on, there's either a problem with the switch, harness, or even could be a problem with the controller. Okay? Our power open, you need your motor running, you need your H valve, tells you right here our H valve needs to be energized, and then our E valves need to be energized. Okay? Power closed, the motor's running, and our E valve needs to be energized. Okay? And right here it shows you where all the valves are located. Okay. Also, you'll notice it's hard to see, but if you look on the block, you can see there's a bunch of little markings on the block. But right here, okay, there's my H valve. Okay, right there's my E valve.
H valve was.
There's my C valve. The H valve energizes on the fold function.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the unfold function. Okay.
Ese se activa cuando está desdoblando.
Okay.
What they call this one?
coil or valve?
Coil,
Or E-valve?
coil,
Or valve?
valve. Okay. See, they're separate parts. Okay, this is my C valve. Right? I take the coil off, and I can take the valve stem out. There's my four-way valve, my C valve. Okay? The C valve and the H valve are the same. The E valve is different.
That's the E valve?
This is going to be the E valve, yes sir. E is in Edward.
E as in Luis. E as in Luis.
Good friends, right? Okay. E valve is a little bit shorter.
Because it doesn't have as much flow to control, or?
Well, basically because they work two different circuits. Okay. So basically these valves, they don't stop the flow of oil, they just redirect it where it's going. Okay. So like the E valve needs to be energized in the fold function. Okay. What's the fold function do? Well, or the E valve basically takes the oil, the flow of oil from the gear pump, and redirects it from the lift circuit over to the fold circuit. Okay. So all it does, instead of like doing a manual valve,
Es what it is. Es una válvula que dirige el flujo del aceite, basado en lo que estás subiendo, bajando, doblando. So nomás los tiene diferentes 4 stages, porque o sea, te manda la señal que tú le estás dando y es cuando se abre o se cierra. Es una válvula direccional, pues la que dirige el flujo del aceite. Para arriba o para abajo. Para arriba y para abajo, porque acuérdate 4 funciones, para arriba, para abajo, dobla y desdobla, y es lo que es esta four-way valve, es una directional valve, que nomás dirige el flujo del aceite. Y trabajan juntas estas dos válvulas, porque en veces esta puede ser el problema, o esta puede, cuando la están revisando, revisen las dos. Porque esta trabajan en conjunto con esta, trabajan juntas las dos
The
válvulas.
one I have a problem is the don't raise down.
does it go down?
No, I checked the valve, but the problem was with the coil. I
bad
switched
coil?
the coil and it works.
¿Cuánto voltaje tenía en el coil? Tiene que revisar, lo primero que tiene que revisar es el voltaje, porque si no tiene suficiente voltaje no te va a abrir. Porque tiene un imán adentro, un imán, so cuando le metes corriente abre, y si no tiene suficiente corriente no te va a abrir.
Bueno, de aquí están diferentes.
Básicamente trabajan similarmente igual, porque todos son magnéticos, y sin la propia corriente no te va a abrir.
Para eso vine, para aprender cuánto voltaje.
Póngale dos.
Okay.
No
So,
sabía, pues, no sé.
¿Cuánto
so what he's saying is he had a bad coil, right?
12 or 12.4?
You could go 12. Mike, you go a size 12.6 and voltage wise. What do we require? 12.6.
12.4 doesn't work, right?
No, you can go as low as about 10 and a half, 10 volts.
What these new valves? Older units a little different, right?
Yeah, the older,
Yeah.
no, most of the valves you can generally get away with running them as low as 10 volts. Now you got to remember, you're going to get a voltage drop from the motor.
Yep.
The motor's going to suck most of that voltage. That's why you get such a larger voltage drop at the valves, because the motor's trying to steal all that voltage. There's barely enough left over for the valves. So generally at the valves, they usually stop working at about 10 and a half volts. Any lower than that, you're going to have to start, you're going to get intermittent problems. Okay, whether it's going to work or not work. Now he said he had a problem where the coil was shorted out. Can you hold that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the coil. And how to check the coil is you check the resistance through the coil. So you turn it on the ohm setting, right? And you want to check the resistance going through these coils. Make sure it's disconnected. You have one of the leads disconnected because you don't want to check the resistance of anything else. You want to make sure that coil is isolated and you're only checking the resistance on it. So from there, you put it in ohms. Go ahead, power and ground. And these coils here, are roughly right around 4 ohms. Okay, 4.2 plus or minus 15%. Okay, and that's also located in the back of the page. Borrow your book. Basically, right here, I have the coils. It tells you what the amp will ohms, 4 ohms at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so I got that information back there for you guys. It's also being published in our manual. So if you have a bad coil, or if you think you have bad coil, check the resistance. Now, all coils aren't the same, right? We have these kind of coils. Let me go grab another one. We also have coils manufactured by MTE. These guys, right? These are all good, all been tested before. Okay. Takes a second. And this one should be about
8.1, 8.1.
right? 7.5 to 8.5 ohms.
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one, you can see it's a little bit bigger. Right? So it's going to be higher resistance or lower resistance?
Is there a number on there that would be able to tell you what you're looking at specifically, or would you have to?
That's why I provide. Yeah, there is a 12 volt mark on here that's telling you it's a 12 volt coil, but generally, unless you know what that value is supposed to be, it really doesn't do too much
They
for
should
you.
fall back on this then.
Yes,
Okay.
so that's why it's there. It's also in our maintenance manuals, published in our maintenance manual.
Voy a laminar esta para que tengan en un folder.
So this is our our coil for our 3-way and our 4-way valves. Okay, it's a little bit bigger than our 2-way valve. You should see this one's going to stop right around 6.5 ohms. Okay. If you have less than that, then it's a good chance that part of this coil shorted out, and it's either part of the coil shorted out, or if you get 0 OL, that means it's shorted out completely and it doesn't work.
Now, if it's shorted out, what would fail? What coil is this one?
This would be like the E valve for an
Okay,
MPE
so
power
that
unit.
would control what, like
The fold function.
the fold. So if it's not folding and you're getting power, everything else, this is one of the second things you would check.
Correct. If you got
the
12
ohms
volts
on it.
going to the valve, right, or the necessary voltage above 10.5, and it's still not folding, then I'm going to check the resistance. If my resistance checks out, I'm going to pull this valve out, right? I'm going to make sure the platform's opened up and on the ground.
Where would you check? Oh, because it's connected to 2 wires, right? Or where would
Yeah,
you,
so this one right here, on this manifold, is going to be my E valve, is going to be the one right
So
here
you would
in the
put
middle.
in the leads there to check if it's
Yeah,
getting
I would
the
disconnect
power?
the leads there.
Okay.
Okay.
To
And
check
then
the
I would
power,
just-
you are getting power. Then you go over to this one, disconnect it, check the resistance on it.
Well, this is the same one, so, right?
That's what I'm saying. Where?
So basically, this is our manifold, right?
Right. You would,
It's the same
you would
thing.
check the power on these 2 cables, right?
I would check. So one of them has color, right? One of them's red. I would check when he's when I got my partner operating the lift gate. I'm going to check to see if there's 12 volts or 10.5 or above volts coming to that
As
red
you're pressing
wire.
the switch, you would come
As
here
you're
and check to see.
operating the gate.
And you can get away with 10, you said, right? 10 volts?
10, 10.5, yeah.
10, okay.
Yeah.
So once you check that, you are getting power. You would disconnect it and actually check to see if
Check the
resistance on the inside, if it's shorted out or not.
Right.
What is your reading? You said 6.5 is the lowest it should go?
On these guys right here, on this one
Yeah.
is 4.
Okay.
4 ohms. If it's
And that's
lower
either
than
for the
4
C or the
ohms,
H?
These are on the Bucher units. They're all the same. So on this style motor, pump and motor assembly, all these square little coils are all going to be 4 ohms.
Hey, Mike, this is our operations manager, Jose.
Hey Jose, how are you, bud?
I think
Nice to
you-
meet you. Okay. Now we do offer this in MTE, right? MTE uses these type of valves. You can see they're a little bit different. So this is a 3-way valve for MTE.
What does MT stand for? I apologize.
I don't know, but they're the pump manufacturers
Okay.
for.
Oh, MT the company.
Yes, they
Yes.
actually manufacture the pump assembly for us.
Mexican transsexual
But you can see these valves are different, right? The threads are different, the sizes are different, okay? You can't use one for the other. If you have an MTE, this coil operates around 6.5 ohms. These guys, all at 4 ohms.
So
Okay?
you have to use a correct coil. And you're calling those coils, or what do you call those?
Coils, yes. Magnetic coils.
The black piece is a coil.
Yes.
And what about the actual
The
valve?
valve stem.
It's just a valve stem.
Yeah.
Okay.
You either got spool valve or poppet valves.
Okay. And then you would have to have the same valve stem and coil working together. You can't, of course, because one's
Right,
rating higher,
right.
one's giving more power than the other. And
The different companies reach lower.
When that one
Brooker
gets
que el
damaged,
MTE.
what happens?
so let's say
with
you're
that
using the
one?
same coil with the
If
same
this one
valve
gets
stem, the
damaged
same company.
and it's not
Does
working,
that work? No, because the lift gate's still
Okay.
sending a certain amount of power.
so
to it.
knowing our
Okay.
lift gate, right, the only thing that needs to happen in our for our lift gate to go up is you need power going to the motor, right? This valve shifts to redirect the oil from the lift circuit to the lowering circuit. If this valve doesn't shift, what's going to happen?
Not going to be able to unfold.
Right, it's not. Well, all that oil pressure is just going to go to the raise circuit, so the gate's going to want to lift and not fold, right?
So another way you're trying to unfold it, but it just raises instead. Is that
Basically,
what you're
yeah,
saying? Okay.
yeah. So
You're
that
trying
would
to fold
indicate
it, but
you have
it
like
just
that.
raises.
Right.
That's showing that the E valve is faulty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if we look at our hydraulic schematic, right, for a fold circuit. Okay. Okay. Basically, follow the red. What needs to happen? Okay. Our pump motor runs, right, building hydraulic pressure.
What page is that?
There's no page number. It's page 31.
You got 50 pages on this?
Yeah, man, don't mess around.
All right, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, if we know how to read our hydraulic schematic, we see our pump right here spins, turns on, builds pressure. Okay,